Hello there, and welcome to a quick guide for the Golgotha quest in Caves of QUD, which is pretty much one of the first really nasty spots where the game confronts you with stuff that can easily kill you. And the worst part about it is, once you go in there, there's no way out except for using a recoiler. Anyways, when you're entering the area, which is always sitting right there, you will find a environment which always contains a couple of shafts like these, like this, slimy shafts, and a central building which has a security door, various colors, and this one contains a different shaft which looks blue and is a shortcut for this quest line. You will need to get somehow through the chrome walls or the security door, but as you see here, I can't penetrate it with regular means, but if you have a pickaxe or a nano-pneumatic jackhammer, you can do. Corrosive gas works too. There's a couple of mutations that allow you to pass through this. The point there is, the shaft that you find in there looks blue, not green, and it leads directly down to the bottom of the pit. The drop down there deals 230 to 325 damage. You won't know how much it does. You only will know that it dealt too much when you lie down there and died. So there's a couple of tricks that you can use for that. Flying works, obviously. The other thing that you can use is a rubber gum injector, which does reduce the falling damage by half, which still means that you would need a ton of HP. But yeah, it is risky, but it is a shortcut. If you don't go for the shortcut and go for the direct way, you should prepare yourself with a couple of things before you go down there. First up, prepare some ways and means for AoE. Some kind of grenade serves well. It's really, really good. Some yuckweed and honey for preserving yourself from diseases, because it's really easy to get ill in there. And last but not least, it really pays off to have bought the book that teaches you how to deal with diseases already. And there is a high likelihood that you will, despite all your preparations, contract some vile disease. And yeah, the cures are in the book, and it ain't that hard. So besides that, I would recommend to do this dungeon between level 17 to 20 if you want to go it easy. The game gives you extra rewards the earlier you do the quest, as early as level 12 even. But the thing is, it ain't hard to get through there alive, but there's a couple of things that can easily kill you in there. So if you want to go for a safe way, get yourself a decent amount of armor value, reach that level, automatic weapon, explosives like that, stuff like that will work too. What also helps a ton is to wear gear that cannot rust, because there's a couple of providers of liquids that just flat out rust your stuff if you fall prone into these. So that's another very, very important thing that will help you out a lot there. So ideally you will go in there with an entire suit of gear that is either lacquered, which also protects from rust, or is made out of biomaterials. You know, there's this chitinous puma stuff, and I'm running here the plastifert. It's also not rust-free. Try it out. So, when you've chosen all your preparations and done whatever you can, I can also warmly recommend to cook diseases that give cook meals that give you disease resistances or stuff like that. It's also a really nice way of preparation. Whatever you do, prepare yourself by having a recoiler ready in case you need to get out of there. So, then you choose your personal shaft to your liking and jump into the fun. So, here you will now move through various levels that have a conveyor belt running to the end of the level. There's various vile liquids now on the way. Brown sludge rusts stuff. Green goo poisons you. Black sludge is super disease heavy and should never be ingested. So therefore, I personally recommend to just kill whatever you have to kill. And if you have to traverse nasty liquids, the green one, which does a little bit of damage over time, is the easiest one to stomach. It helps a lot to have soft injectors available, and also some berries would help too, which would bark if you want to go for classic nature stuff. The sewage eels in here are stealth enemies that mostly are in there to just trip you. So they're really, really annoying in that regard. But there you see. Sometimes you maintain balance, sometimes they just trip you. And this is just why it is so nasty and difficult to stay away from the nasty things. There's various vents here on the way too, making your way even worse. And I personally recommend one thing here, just keep running. Don't even try to kill everything here. These enemies here, well, you can kill them, obviously, but it is really not doing you any favor if you try to clear out these areas. There's a couple of areas even that come with a ton of respawning enemies. Therefore, just try to run as quick as possible through there. Don't mind popping a injector here and there, and just keep running, because you only need to go through 4 strata of this stuff here, and then you're down at the lowest level. This is where the time pressure subsides, and where you get to look for the wayward robot that you need to find to fulfill the quest. So here, this entire place, as you can see, is filled with nasty liquids. That's one part of the problem. Also, there's tons of slimes and other nasty enemies there, so I personally would strongly recommend to keep them at rifles range or anything like that. Melee works in this area not so well. There's also a unique slug enemy here, which is super contagious in terms of diseases. It's not that hard to kill. If you come late enough down here, it is really not that much of a super dangerous enemy, but he can easily put diseases on you. And you also can, yeah, well, let's not talk about that, but you can't loot that from this point. Anyways, so the thing about this slug boss here is he's slow. So you can't outrun him. He has only a movement speed of 75. I don't know if he's faster in liquids, but overall, you don't need to fight that guy. You can just keep running if he overpowers you. You can also find here the platform where you would land if you jump from the central shaft. If you land there, you can't get it. The thing here is, your main objective is to grab that robot, repair it, and run. You don't need to do more here. And I would strongly suggest to do so, because this is one of the most vile places in the game that is just really annoying. As you see here, I'm filled with nastiest liquids, or covered with nastiest liquids that they are available. And, you know, you can also pour on yourself some good liquids to clean up yourself. There we go. So, whatever you do, get out of here as quick as possible via a recoiler once you have done your stuff, and deposit what you have collected from here to Gridgate, and finally gain access to this wonderful little community there. Golgotha ain't that hard if you just speedrun it, and keep in mind that the best way through here is trying to not clear this place fully out, maybe except for the lowest level, which pays off because it is static. It's not continuously generating stuff for you on you. I died here the first time trying to cheese that shaft accidentally. I literally went down the hole and died, and the second time I died because I tried too desperately to clear out the previous levels. It is not meant like that, in my opinion. The best way through here is by just cheesing your way through that. Honorable mentions in this, in terms of explosives, go to ice explosives. Freeze grenades are really cool because all the liquids here can be just shut down by being frozen. On the other hand, be careful with hot stuff, except for flamethrowers. The thing is, black sludge, if it goes 150-degree hot, turns into miasma, which makes you sick by just inhaling it, so that's one thing. And last but not least, I want to mention that if you can spare a couple of skill points preparing for this place, I should have went at the beginning of the video. Anyways, Physic, Nostrums, really, really good thing. Apothecary is also useful if you already are down the road, but Nostrums allows you to avoid the worst if you're lucky. It's an investment worth paying into before going to Golgotha, in my humble opinion. Most of the liquids down here are worthless. They are vile concoctions that you can't even use for any cooking recipes or some. Just get out of here once you're done with it, and I hope this guide has helped you out. So, thanks for watching. Drop me a comment down there, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Consider checking out the description boxes, link to the playlist where I have lots of other Caves of QUD thingies. And yeah, feel free to support the channel. I would be really delighted if you did so. Many thanks to all of you who do, and many thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate having you around, and I hope you'll make it out of there the next time or the first time alive and kicking. See you there, and have a good one.